Hello everybody, this is Einar Sørby at the Unity Center in Oslo. Today we have a visitor from Canada,
all over the world.
Romania. His home is the whole world. His name is Daniel Mitel. He has been working closely with Drunvalo, I never know his last name,
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. And he is one of the students of Drunvalo and is traveling around the world teaching Drunvalo's techniques and your own techniques. And we have been speaking here today, and he has some very exciting news and information. So I want to talk a little bit about these things, what he's working with, and so on. So one thing he's been also working with Greg Braden and Neil Donald Walsh. He knows you have been with Dalai Lama and so on. So he's been all over the place meeting the right people. Any other people you have met?
First, I just want to tell you how happy I am, and I'm honored to be here in Norway. It's my first time here. And a lot of people have really wrong, I would say, feedback about Norway and the people who are living here. I can say I can see here a really powerful spiritual team.
Okay.
And I can really say for the whole world, because I'm going all over the world, the people are really awakening here. And I say that not just because we are here in this Unity Center, but today we were walking in different parks here, and I could see, you can see the energy of Mother Earth, and you can see the energy of the people. The people are happy, and you can see how they behave with the trees, with animals. And you can see it's something here on this part of the world which maybe is unique from this point of view, because we have to face it, the weather is not the best. And probably people, I would say, they found in spirituality, home, reading books and doing spiritual techniques, maybe they found more time in other places where the people can hang out and do different things. And yesterday I had a conference here in this beautiful Unity Center, and people were asking me what is going on in the world and how the world it is compared with Norway. I cannot compare the world with Norway, but one thing is very clear. I can see here a pretty good trend, I would say, from spiritual point of view. Now, a little bit about my background. In 1981 I started teaching people Zen meditation. I was in martial arts for years, and I actually have 2 European titles, 2 gold medals in traditional karate, and 1 in Tai Chi. 1992 in Amsterdam, 1994 in Brussels, and in 1993 Tai Chi in Lyon, in France. So prior to arrive at this level, I was doing a lot of trainings with myself, and my trainer on that time, it was this really good, he was a black belt, 5th Dan, Monazid. He was from Africa actually, and he was coming to teach people in Europe and in Canada, and I was doing with him some martial arts, and he noticed I'm doing meditation more than him. You know, in the end of each martial arts exercise, you do meditation, because it's considered yin and yang, you have to balance yourself. If you are doing 1 hour movements with your body, after that you're supposed to stay at least half an hour in meditation in order to balance your bodies. I'm talking about mental, emotional and physical body. And I was sitting in meditation more than him. And he told me, I don't know how you are doing, because I was a child, right? But he said, you will take over in the end of the training. You will conduct the meditation, the non-movement parts. I will do the movement parts in martial arts, but you will do non-movement parts. So I start to teach people Zen meditation, especially exercises, gazing exercises, like with stones or with a picture of a master. And we were sitting there after a normal, so call normal exercise in martial arts, which is 1 hour. We were sitting almost 2 hours, and people started to understand it is not fighting, but it is also more interesting to stay after you do an exercise, to quiet yourself and to let all your thoughts to go away in such a way, let's say, the divinity to come inside of you. So I started with Zen meditation. After that, I've done Kriya Yoga. I was teaching Kriya Yoga. And after that, in 1995, 1996, I ended up in Tibet. In Tibet was a really good experience. I stayed 4 years there, actually in Anzo, where Dalai Lama was born. And I could understand their way of thinking. I could understand some of their, I would say, core meditation. And later on, I start teaching also people Tibetan meditation. One of my workshops is called Meditation Day, where I'm teaching some really good Tibetan techniques, including the Kundalini movements, gazing meditation, so on. Now, somewhere in the beginning of 1990s, I was reading Drunvalo Melchizedek book, and after that I contacted Drunvalo, and I wasn't a Flower of Life teacher, but later on I became Awakening The Illuminated Heart teacher. And I'm really happy to go all over the world and to teach. This is, in my opinion, I saw the work of a lot of masters, but this workshop has a particularity. It's teaching people to create from the heart, a clear meditation, how you can create from the heart. And I've done, until now, all over the world, 49 workshops. I cover all over the world, so I get feedback from my students, which are coming back to tell me if they can create from the heart or not. And creation from the heart is important because we have to face it, we create all the day from the brain. And because we create from the brain, we have a negative effect. The brain is polarized. You know, it's left and right side of the brain. So whatever you create from the brain is also polarized. So you'll always see the positive effect, what you created, but you'll never see the negative effect. A lot of people are asking me, why, if we pray, a lot of people are praying, you know, to God. Why we have so many wars? Well, because we pray from the brain. We don't pray from the heart. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go to, and my grandfather was a priest, but it is irrelevant if you go in the church and if you start praying if you are not in your heart. A lot of people are going to the church just because it's a habit. That doesn't mean they really connect with God. Because in Bible it's written, the real temple is in you. The real church is in you. Doesn't mean you should not go to church, but if you go to church, you should really connect with God. You should not go to church to think why my neighbor has a better car, or why this has this money, or no. And it is what it is, actually. I could say we have so many wars because we pray from the brain and we create peace. But the negative effect comes from behind this war, and this is a reality. You can see in
Can I ask you a question? Yes. If you pray from your heart, then there's no polarity.
If you pray from the heart, it's not even. I wouldn't say it's a prayer. It's a dialogue with God.
Okay.
When you are in your heart, and specifically sacred and tiny space of your heart, there is a place where in the heart where it moves the spirit there. When you are there, basically it's not, because when you pray, basically it's not a dialogue, but when you are in your heart, you pray, but in the same time you get an answer, because you contact your higher self, that segment of God which is in you. So when you ask something, the answer usually comes. It might come like a voice, it might come like a thought, and it's clear it's not your thought, because it's coming like an answer of your request. So praying from the heart first, it gives you this harmony, this peace, this love, unconditional love I'm talking about, which obviously it's not related with war, it's not related with violence. How many people are praying for peace, but in the same time they go outside and they protest and they start fighting with which is not normal.
Yeah. Can I ask one in this segment? When you think from your brain and you you pray for something. If you pray for something personal, I want a new car and something, then you mean you also
that's
make
ego. That's ego.
Yeah,
that's not
but,
praying.
Yeah, maybe the same thing. You pray for peace, you pray for a new car, but the point is, do you also get something negative?
Yes.
If you pray for a new car, you also get something negative.
First, praying, in my opinion, is more than meditation. That's my personal opinion. I really believe that there are stages in a spiritual life. The first stage is you have contact with spiritual people, and you start doing something, usually external, usually a martial art, like Tai Chi, right? I'm teaching also Tai Chi, by the way. And you do something external. But after that you go inside of you, and you can do a Qigong, you can do yoga, you can do a lot of meditation, which are getting inside of you. But after meditation, I think the next important step is praying. And when I say praying, a lot of people, they think praying means you take a piece of paper and you read. That's not true. Praying is, I was reading one of these beautiful a novel written by Osho, which is, he was a really good master. I love Osho. And Osho said something about, it was in Russia somewhere a few years ago, these brothers who were living on a small island in the middle of the lake. And they were, one of them, he was fixing shoes, and he was talking with God. He said, "Dear God, I'm doing nice shoes, and I'm doing for you. I want you to have these nice shoes." And he always did these beautiful shoes. And then one day, a priest heard about it, and he basically was shocked. He says, "How is possible? These brothers, all people respected these brothers. They considered actually them holy. They had this psychic abilities to basically touch somebody when somebody was, and that was the real case actually. And they were very respectful with them. And this priest said, that's not possible. They should pray like in the books, in the holy books. And basically he went there to speak with them on this island. And he told them, and of course when the brothers saw the priest, they said, "Oh, you know, Your Holiness, thank you for coming, we are very respectful." And he told them, "Aren't you ashamed? Why you pray like that? You should pray from books." And they said, "But we don't know from books." They said, "I will teach you." And he was teaching them a whole praying. And he left. He took his boat back, and he was going out. But suddenly one of the brothers started running on the water. He was running to the boat, and he said, we forgot something from the prayer. And when the priest saw that, he went in his knees and said, "Forget my prayer. Do your prayer. It seems it's better." Maybe it's not true what Osho said, but from this there is an interesting conclusion. If you do something from your heart, natural, ad hoc, in that moment, it is more important than if you are putting on a paper. So coming back to your question, I really believe you can pray to have a car. And
I'm talking about affirmation.
But if you really need the car, if you really need it, and if you really pray from the heart, you will have it. I really believe that. I think you are right, but you really have to do it from the heart.
Yeah, that I believe. But the interesting thing was what you're talking about. If you ask for something from the brain, you get the negative side also.
It is.
That was I wanted to get that confirmed, because that's very interesting, because all the people in the world today mostly use their brain, the Western world especially. So when you do something positive with your brain, you also do something negative. So that's what I wanted just to get that confirmed. But you have also lots of other. You're very occupied about meditation, I know.
I don't believe meditation is to be occupied. I think it's a way of life. When you have the call, you do meditation. I mean, it's not something what I schedule. I used to do that for years. For more than 20 years, I used to wake up at this time, and I was doing meditation just from this time to this time. But in the last years, I started to do meditation when I feel. Like yesterday I was in a car, right? And suddenly I felt the need to do meditation. I just closed my eyes and I went to meditation, right? And I stayed a few minutes until I had to do something, and I came back. Sometimes I meditate in airports. Sometimes I meditate here in the Unity Center, in this beautiful place. I believe meditation it is not. First, a lot of people think meditation, you have to do it in a specific place. I believe you can meditate in any place, and you can pray.
Drinking your coffee, looking at the trees.
I agree.
Yeah. So don't be scared. You can also do things in your way.
Absolutely,
Yes.
I agree.
I'm also interested in a little bit. You were talking about this, these new times. It's very important that people get more in contact with their heart, and I'm thinking about especially about the Mayan calendar and things going. The Earth is going to go up in the 4th dimension, and all those things. And that was a very interesting thing you talked about the Earth is going up from 3rd to 4th dimension, and that can happen any time soon. And is this about when that happens? Is that about the Mayan people talking about 3 days without the sun?
Yeah, yes, the Mayan people are talking about different aspects. First, we are talking about an astrological event which happened on December 21st, right? When basically our galactic sun, our sun, and Earth at that time for almost 9 minutes we were on the same line. According with Mayans, when that happens, basically the Earth gets so much energy that it might happen an ascension for Mother Earth. However, the Mayans, they corrected their calendar a few years ago, and I spoke also in December with Don Pedro Pablo Chuk, which is the chief of elderly, he's the chief of Mayans, right? And he told me the same thing. We are talking about a window of change, which started in 2009 and will finish somewhere in 2016. Drunvalo Melchizedek is talking about the same thing, right? So basically, in any moment between 2009 and 2016, a major astrological event, which might affect us, might happen any minute. So Mayans are talking about first this thing. The second thing what they are talking, which again might happen any moment, is about the Mother Earth vibration might change from the 3rd dimension. This is 3rd dimension what we see, right? To the 4th dimension, which is from planetary point of view, it's a normal evolution, right? And if any planet goes, some stages, it is the 1st and 2nd stage when the planet appears, and after that the vegetation and animals. The 3rd stage when the planet is inhabited with beings which are connected with the divinity, right? So we are at this stage now when Mother Earth basically arrived at this point when she might go any moment from the 3rd dimension to the 4th dimension. Mother Earth is like a girl which is around 9 or 10 years old.
What is?
Like a girl. She's like a child,
yeah.
right? She's like a child which is around 9 or 10 years old. So like any child, they go from elementary school to the next middle school, right? And for Mother Earth, middle school is the 4th dimension. And that is irrelevant what we want or we don't want. It might happen any moment, any minute. And we should understand what's going to happen, because when you move from one dimension to another, there is a transition time, which Mayans are talking about, this 3 days void, when basically you are in a complete void, and you like human, you don't suffer because you don't have water or food or something else. But major transformation takes place in your body because you also move from the 3rd to the 4th dimension. It's not something which is painful, it's something, but it's something, basically your vibrations start to increase, to become higher and higher and higher, and basically you become almost like light made, right? Because that's 4th dimension. We don't know when it will happen, but it will happen. And
that is within 2016?
I might be even later, because the Mayans are talking about this window of change, but I believe the ascension of Mother Earth might take place tomorrow or might take place in 2020. We don't know. But I'm sure, coming back of what you said, people, in my opinion, should be ready. And the only way you should be ready, somebody asked me yesterday about how the technology is going to help the fourth dimension. Because I have this MacBook and I told him, don't look, I have a MacBook, that doesn't help. The technology is not going to help in the fourth dimension. The only thing which is going to help in the fourth dimension, and coming back at your question, is heart. The energy of heart, or let's say it clearly, the unconditional love. Because I don't know how well you know the Egyptian system of chakras, right? We have two heart chakras. One upper heart chakra, which is responsible with hate and love, polarities. This chakra is connected with the right side of the brain, intuition. But we have a lower heart chakra, which is connected with the heart. This lower heart chakra is responsible with unconditional love. So basically, this lower chakra always is working, it's activating. It's like a pulsar, right? It's moving there, unconditional love. But we as humans, we are more in upper heart chakra. We love, but we hate. So we are in this emotional polarities, right? So the humanity, the best thing to be prepared is to be, let's say, in lower heart chakra, which is connected with the heart, and you are in unconditional love. And this is a very simple process. In Athens, I gave an interview a few weeks ago, and they were asking me what we should do. I said, just smile. Smile, be happy, enjoy life, have compassion for people. Try, if it's possible, a couple of minutes per day, go in a park and stay there, close your eyes, and try to connect with Mother Earth. We don't understand how important it is to connect with Mother Earth. People, I have friends all over the world. They have these big houses, and they have, inside of the house, they have the garage. They park the car there. In the morning they go to work. So from the house they go directly in the car. They take the car, they go to the work where they park inside of another big building. And they take the elevator, they are working 8 hours. They go back, they take the car, they go to mall, where they park again down. They go to make shopping, and after they go home, they didn't even know there are trees inside there. So this disconnection, in my opinion, is a major factor of the lower level of consciousness of humanity nowadays. Because we were talking earlier, how many people, this critical mass we need for humanity to go farther. Obviously, I don't believe we achieved the critical mass. I mean, out of 7 billions, I don't know how many people are meditating daily. 1 million, 2 million, maybe not even.
But that wasn't the main thing. The main thing is to be in the heart.
Correct.
Yeah.
But being, what you say is the perfect ideal case, when you walk on the street and you are in the heart. So that would be, I would say, if our planet and the people on this planet will be at this stage, when you walk on the street and you are just in your heart, I believe ascension will happen tomorrow, if you ask me, because I really believe, and this is my own opinion, Mother Earth has a lot of compassion for us. I really believe Mother Earth could go long time ago to the fourth dimension. If she's doing it, I don't believe too many people will make it. So I really believe Mother Earth is giving us more time and more time and more time for us to awaken and to start to do what we have to do, because Mother Earth will do her job, irrelevant what we are doing.
Yeah.
But she wants her children. We are her children. It's written in the holy books. From dust we come, in dust we go. This body is given by Mother Earth. So Mother Earth, she is considering us like her children, right? And she wants us to also be able to ascend. And that's important.
So one of the things through this ascension is one of the things I'm working with is to be in your heart, yes, but also work with your anxieties.
That's very important. I'm doing some research related how the energy moves in the body, And we have to face it. All of us, we are born with a basic energy. Let's say it, pure energy, right? But this energy, in the moment when you are born, you start using, and you have primary instincts. You sleep, you eat, you speak, you move. These are some of primary instincts. In the moment when one of these, in unconditional love, one of these instincts doesn't work properly, the energy moves from a primary instinct to a primary reaction. Primary reaction is basically anger and fear. And from this primary reaction, you go to secondary reaction, which is what you said: anxiety, frustration, irritation, resentments, hate, all this. So the question is, how we can move this basic energy instead to go in this direction. You go to a primary instinct, and from primary instinct you move to the reaction. How we can move directly your basic energy to a feeling: love, harmony, trust, or all this calmness, courage, you know. And in my opinion, that is the main issue on the world nowadays, because you get this primary energy, this pure energy, and you don't use it in the right way. Of course, the answer is clear: meditate. Now, how many people can meditate? Exactly how you said. So I wish to have all people to meditate in the same time. One of the things I remember on December 21st, it was this discussion. Cirque du Soleil is supposed to go to Chichen Itza, and they're supposed to have a big show there. Mayans, it seems they allow them to do that, but it didn't happen because it seems something happened in Mexico, and in that area where is Chichen Itza, it belongs now to a sort of private organization, and they didn't allow Cirque du Soleil. But we really wanted to have this event because we knew if that will happen, they calculated around 4 or 5 billion of people will watch TV on December 21st to see this event. And we knew the Mayans are going to speak at this event, and we really hope, too bad it didn't happen, but we hope that it will be a 5-minute meditation when people will close their eyes and have 5 billion people imagine in the same moment, in the same minute, doesn't matter what time it is on the world, closing their eyes and having this meditation, how powerful this energy is sent to the universe, what message we send to higher level of consciousness. They will come maybe to help us more, or we can go by ourselves. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but let's hope maybe in one day the humanity will arrive at this stage, all of us to stay together and to meditate for better.
I have a lot more I would like to talk to about, but we're already half an hour on here. We usually end the interviews with, if you can look at the camera and give the world a message. Is there anything you want to tell the world?
First, I want to give a message for this country, because I'm here in Norway, and I want to say how happy I am to see this evolution here, and I will come back, because I'm sure here it's a powerful energy, a powerful spiritual trend, and I encourage people here in Norway. Doesn't matter what you are doing daily, try to go in your heart, try to connect with Mother Earth, and related how the weather it is, related how busy you are, try a few minutes each day just to close your eyes and try to relate back to your own essence, to feel yourself. And for the whole world, the message is, I'm sure we will make it. I'm sure about that, because if we arrive at this level and we are still on this planet, after all what happened on this planet and all these things, which not just wars, but all these experiments with bombs, and we destroy so much thing, and if we arrive at this stage and we have so many good people who started to change, I'm sure we will do it. We are now remember, we are now in female energy. After 26,000 years of male energy, the earth now moved from December 21st in female energy. So because we are in female energy, now there is nothing logic. So even I was invited by some business persons in Turkey to talk about how we should do business. The business should be done now without scheduling. You should do it from your heart, because basically in the female energy there is no logic. All is like water, you know. We cannot put, even if you put a stone in front of the water, don't worry, the water will find a way to go. So now we are in female energy. So the humanity now basically should work more with intuition. If you want to do meditation, don't schedule the meditation, just do it. When you feel in 1 day, in 1 minute, in that second, stop, close your eyes, connect with God, and after that open your eyes. So this is female energy. Just let it be, you know. God doesn't play with any rule. Female energy is completely different. And we are now in female energy. We have to face it. Female energy doesn't mean the woman will take over. A lot of people think the woman will take over the humanity, which is not true. Each human has male and female energy inside. If your female energy increases, your right brain works more, your intuition works more. Your female side started to develop more and more. That means female energy. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
And I am really happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One thing more, you can market something, if you're coming back to Norway, what kind of courses are you having?
I'm really sure I will have probably again Awakening the Illuminated Heart workshop, and I hope we will have possibility to do the Tibetan meditation day, which is just 1 day. It's a marathon. There are eight, 9 meditation. And heart imagery. Heart imagery is a really important workshop. It helps to balance your mental, emotional and physical body with some really powerful exercises, which is a 2 days workshop. And I will be back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon again, I hope.
Thank you.